Bismillah, Alhamdulillah, As-salatu was-salamu ala Rasulillah. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu. Today, inshallah, we will start the rules of Noon Sakina and Tanween. But before we go into the details of this topic, let's try to find out what exactly is Noon Sakina and what is Tanween. A letter that is free of any vowel or haraka, fatha, dhamma, kasra, is called a sakin letter. A sakin letter can be written with a sukoon or jazm sign on the top, and it can come without the sign of sukoon or jazm on the top. Exactly like this, a noon sakina is a letter that does not have any vowel or haraka. It can be written like this with the sukoon sign on the top, or it can come like this without any sign of sukoon and free of any vowel. If you see in this example, minhum, letter known has a sukoon sign. So this letter known is in a sakin condition. Exactly like this, letter meme is having a sukoon. So letter meme is also in a sakin condition. Now this letter meme, if you see here, it has a kasra or zir under it. This letter meme is not a sakin letter meme, but this letter meme is a sakin letter. So this noon is sakin, this meme is sakin. This noon has a sukoon sign on the top. If you see in this example, letter noon does not have any vowel on it, and also there is no sign of sukoon or jazm on the top. But this noon is also in a sakin condition. Both these letter noon are in a sakin condition. So the sakin letter noon is a noon which is free of any vowel with or without the sign of jazm or sukoon on the top. What is a tanween? Tanween is a term for a hidden noon sakina at the end of a word. Noon sakina in a tanween is pronounced, but it is not written. They can be found in the Quran like this: fathatain, kasratain, or dhammatain. Or you can also call them double fatha, double kasra, double dhamma. And if you combine them all, you can call them tanween. Although you don't see noon sakina when you just look at these signs, but noon sakina is hidden in tanween, and inshallah we will figure it out through these examples. If you look at this word kitabin, ba has a kasratain or double kasra. If you try to open this word, you can write it like this: kitabin. So ba has a kasra, and after ba there is noon sakina. So we can write this bin, ba with kasratain, like this: ba, kasra, and noon sakin. If you try to pronounce them, they are pronounced exactly the same: kitabin, kitabin. If you look at this example, kitabun, so letter noon sakina is hidden in this tanween, and if you open this word, you can write it like this: kitabun. Noon sakina is hidden in this tanween. Kitaban. So this noon sakina is hidden in this tanween, and both of them can be read like this: kitaban, kitaban. So we don't see noon sakina written in front of us when we are looking at tanween signs, but noon sakina is a must part of tanween, and we cannot separate noon sakina from tanween. Now we know what exactly is noon sakin or tanween. There are 4 rules of tajweed that we apply to noon sakina and tanween, and these rules are applied to noon sakina and tanween in the same way, because in tanween noon sakina is there although we cannot see it. It's there in pronunciation, but it is hidden. So there are 4 rules of noon sakina and tanween, which are idhar, idgham, iqlab, and ikhfa. Idhar means to show something clearly. Idhar in tajweed rules means reading a letter with the proper makhraj and proper sifat. Before we discuss the rule of idhar in regards to noon sakina and tanween, let me tell you that every letter by default is in an idhar condition. That means you have to recite a letter clearly with the proper makhraj and its characteristics. You have to recite every letter by giving its due rights. For example, if the word is alhamdu, so letter la is in an idhar condition. Letter ha, letter mim, letter dal, all these letters, we are reciting them clearly. We are giving them their rights. We are reciting them with their proper makhraj and with their characteristics. So these letters are in an idhar condition. If you try to define idhar, so every letter by default is in an idhar condition unless it is in a certain condition where we need to bring a different rule for our ease of recitation. Now we will see what is idhar in regards to noon sakina and tanween. So when noon sakina or tanween is followed by one of the throat letters, which are letter ghain, letter kha, letter ain, letter ha, letter hamza, and letter ha. If noon sakina or tanween is followed by one of the throat letters, then we read letter noon sakina or letter noon sakina hidden in tanween clearly with the proper makhraj, which is tip of the tongue touching the roof of the mouth, and by giving its attributes, especially the nasal sound, which is ghanna. Idhar of noon sakina and tanween can be in one word or it can be found in two words. And in Osmani script, you will always find a sukoon or jazam sign on letter noon when it is in an idhar condition, and the tanween is written like this: fathatain, kasratain, and dhammatain. And one more thing we need to remember, that when letter noon sakina is in an idhar condition, we do not elongate or hold the gunna for a very long time. We do give gunna because without gunna, we cannot give proper letter noon, because gunna is a permanent characteristic of letter noon. And in izhar condition, as we have already discussed, that you give all the rights of that letter. So we will give letter noon sakina with the proper makhraj and with the characteristic of gunna, which is the nasal sound. And we will see some examples right here. If you see here in the first example, letter noon is sakin and it is followed by letter ha, which is one of the throat letters. So we will recite it like this: one how. We will not recite it like this: one how. Now I am holding the gunna for a very long time. So this is something I should be avoiding. I will touch the makhraj of letter noon and I will give the characteristic of gunna, and then I will move on to letter ha. I will recite it like this: one how. In the next example, we can see letter noon sakina is followed by letter ha, which is one of the letters of throat. And this letter noon is in an idhar condition, and we will recite it like this: yanhauna, yanhauna. We will not elongate this gunna. We will not hold this gunna for a very long time like this: yanhauna. This is wrong because noon is in an idhar condition. You just touch the makhraj, give the characteristic, and move on to the next letter. And in both these cases, idhar is happening in one word. Let's see in this example. Letter noon is sakin and followed by letter hamza, which is a letter of throat. So in this case, izhar is happening between two words, because min is one word and the next word is starting with letter hamza. So here letter noon is in an izhar condition, but it is between two words. So we will recite it like this: min ayyi. We will not elongate this gunna or hold this gunna for a very long time. We will touch the makhraj, give the characteristic, and move on to the next letter. In this example, if you see, there is tanween here, and we can recite this word kufuwan. Now you can hear letter noon sakina, which is hidden in tanween. When tanween is followed by a throat letter and hamza is a throat letter, now this is an idhar condition of noon sakina. You will recite noon sakina clearly when the tip of the tongue is touching the roof of the mouth, by giving the gunna, by not holding the gunna for a very long time. You will recite it like this: kufuwan ahad. You will not elongate this gunna like this: kufuwan ahad. So we can summarize the rule of izhar in regards to noon sakina and tanween like this. Whenever Noon Sakina or Tanween is followed by one of the 6 throat letters, we recite Noon Sakina or the Noon Sakina hidden in Tanween clearly by giving the makhraj of the letter Noon properly by touching the tip of the tongue with the roof of the mouth and by giving its nasal sound, but do not hold the nasal sound for a very long time. And the conditions of izhar of Noon Sakina and Tanween can be found in one word or between 2 words. I hope this rule is clear to you. Inshallah, we will continue with the rules of Noon Sakina and Tanween in our next session. Jazakumullah khair. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuhu.